When I deliver the keynote, Living Your Best Life at Any Age, there is one topic that always gets the audience buzzing. When you have the right mindset, you can live your best life at any age. Hi, I'm Leslie Zan. Whether you're planning for retirement or already retired, there is no reason to be unfulfilled in any area of your life. Every audience leans in when I start talking about settling. Settling for less than we want, less than we expect, less than we deserve. I've settled many times throughout my life, and in almost every case, I just didn't see it coming. I had to hit rock bottom before I realized I'd been settling. I've experienced the pain of settling in my career, relationships, health, and creativity. And every time it bit me in the ass, I wondered, how did I miss this? How could I let this happen again? Why didn't I see this coming? I was at a leadership conference listening to author and world champion public speaker Craig Valentine. About 20 minutes into his talk, he asked us a question that literally changed my life. He asked, "Are you letting your good enough get in the way of your great?" It felt like a punch to the gut. Silent tears began falling. I knew this wasn't going to be a pretty girl cry. This was going to be an ugly cry. I ran from the conference room back to my hotel room, and before the door had even closed, I was on the bed sobbing. I cried for something like 45 minutes. Finally, I got up, dried my eyes, blew my nose, and sat at the desk, staring at the sad woman in the mirror. I knew I wouldn't be returning to the conference. What was the point? Nothing else Valentine had to say could top that. I sat there lost in my grief. And what was I mourning anyway? I'll tell you what. A life unfulfilled. That morning, I realized that yes, I was letting my good enough get in the way of my great. Have you been there? I think we all have. If this story feels like a gut punch to you, subscribe to this channel and tell me in the comments below where in your life you've let your good enough get in the way of your great. A life unfulfilled. That got my attention. And like in the movie Network, I wanted to scream.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore!
Fair enough. But where to start and what to do? I did what I always do when my life spins out of control. I grabbed a pen and paper, and I fired off some notes. And those initial thoughts helped me realize I had mastered settling, and I hated it. Settling is a gradual process. Years can go by before we realize what we've done. There are usually signs of dissatisfaction, and yet, unless a Craig Valentine moment breaks through the stupor, we continue living far below our potential to live our best life. I believe there are two types of settling. One is because you're too sad or fearful to make a move. You just don't see any options. The other is when you're too comfortable doing what's easy. Or said another way, things just aren't painful enough. It takes courage to admit where we're settling and then make a move. So where in your life do things seem good enough, and yet you feel empty, bored, dissatisfied? Ask yourself, am I letting my good enough get in the way of my great? And just how long will you lean on familiar excuses like, I have no other options. I'm too old. I'm retired, so why should I change now? Or live in denial. I'm not that unhappy. That's settling, my friend. But things can change. Now that we've talked about this, ask yourself, are you settling? And if so, what are you willing to do about it? What do you want to change? You can continue to accept things as they are, or stop settling and create something better for you, your family, your retirement, your legacy. If settling is a choice, then not settling is also a choice. Make your choice today. Change begins with awareness. And change not only occurs in you, but in the people around you. This is where personal leadership comes into play. Whether you lead at home, at work, or in your community, watch the next video and discover the one quality effective leaders share and how you can tap into it to make a better life.